Hi everyone, thank you so much for tuning into my tarot channel. My name is Paulina and I am going to be sharing a tarot reading, a psychic reading with you today. I'll take these off for a minute because there's some glare, but I tend to put them on and off nervously throughout the reading. And don't worry about these marks here, it's because I have impressionable skin because I'm on minoxidil, oral minoxidil, so yeah. Because I have alopecia, but I'm also a tarot reader, and I do private sessions if you're interested in working with me. I do Zoom or pre-recorded. You can email me. It's $45 for 45 minutes for the first session. I also do one free question if you wanted to send me some light birth and name info, like, you know, you could just send your first name and your birth date without time and place, or whatever you feel comfortable with. And then I'll send you a brief one card and one paragraph response. And then you can either take the free reading or we can set up a time from there for me to send it to you. I send it within 2 days of payment, or set up a Zoom time to work together. I also accept Cash App and PayPal, so just a little spiel there. You'll notice I'm not Jewish, but I do love Yiddish terminology because I grew up with a Jewish step-grandpa. Well, he was an atheist, but he was culturally and his heritage, you know, he was a Russian Jew, his family. But he was around my whole life, and so I learned a lot about Jewish culture, and especially, I guess I'm noticing as he's gone, he died a couple years ago, that the Yiddish phrases have stuck with me, and I know a lot more than most Gentiles. Like, I say schlepping all the time, schlepping around. I say kismet, although I don't know if that's technically. I don't want to get into it because I don't want to be disrespectful for people who really are Jewish, but it's really in loving memory of my step-grandpa. So you may notice some of that. Yeah. I'm obsessed with Irish folklore and, like, just the Irish story, because I'm half Irish. And I'm Argentine and Chilean with Basque and German ancestry. So with it's called mestizo when there's indigenous and European blood mixture. So I have a pretty diverse background. And on my mom's side, there's also a little bit of Scottish and one random Spanish ancestor. What are any of us anymore? But that also explains why I sometimes bring up Spanish words. They come to me because I heard a lot of Spanish growing up, and I'm continually teaching myself better and better Spanish, and I'm pretty proficient in speaking, but there's just sometimes a word that I'm like, I must look that up, and didn't know it, and I don't get a chance to speak it that often unless I'm with someone who doesn't speak English, and I have to. But anyway, I don't know why that's important. Maybe there's like things about your roots and your heritage that are really at the forefront right now of import. Maybe there's something about your life. Like there's some looking back at your family, and not just your family, but your roots, and maybe like wondering how they've affected you, and that's called intergenerational trauma. But you know, don't worry, because you're not stuck, because Bruce Lipton says that our brains are malleable, and basically we can, with epigenetics, we can like create new neural pathways. But it does sound like BS when you listen to some of the trauma that people have in their families. And the idea here with intergenerational trauma is that it affects you, not just because the people that you grew up with are crazy from their own upbringings, but it affects you because on a biochemical, physical, neuro level, it affects how your nervous system works. Say that, for example, say that you are like my step grandpa. He was like, his entire extended family had died in the Holocaust, and he had a picture of it on the wall that we saw whenever we entered his house and saw the mezuzah there. So that was really important to him. And then that may be like important to you right now to look at, and I mean, it affected him immensely, like just the trauma of that story made him an anxious person. Just his mother had lost her whole family and came here by luck, pretty sure before that all happened. And yeah, his name was Paul, my step grandpa. And I feel like probably he's coming through in the reading. I feel like a strong connection here with the, you know, the mezuzah it's something that Jewish people put on the doors, like the doorways, as like a protection. And it has like Hebrew words on it. Maybe you're feeling like you're not protected right now. Maybe there's been trauma that's made you feel unprotected or unsafe. And maybe there's been situations where you've really have been in danger and had to mentally do mental work to get through it. Almost like trick yourself. So the first card is the kiss. I feel like there's something about a relationship that it's like not working anymore because only one person is holding on. I'm gonna be really literal with the cards today. One person is, but the other person is sort of like barely trying. And the Starborn reversed. This has to do with your feeling of being unprotected, that this rejection from this person, that maybe they pulled the rug out of your feet, from under your feet, like they shocked you, maybe they ghosted you, or maybe they pulled away, or just broke up with you. So that's a romantic component of your life, but that's not what this whole reading is about, because you were drawn to that relationship because of the community you grew up in. So you are drawn to relationships where you are I want to say the leader, but it's not in a good way. It's in a toxic way. You probably grew up in a situation where it was a really toxic environment, and you had to be assertive, and then that assertiveness has made you assertive in relationships, but then I'm seeing that people have taken advantage of that assertiveness and also flipped it on you and made it like you're a bad person or you're like out of line, when that's just how you know to survive. We got the bridge. I think that this person doesn't have a lot of like, I just have like a bad taste in my mouth. Like, I don't think they're like taking care of themselves. I don't think they're thinking clearly. I think they may be like mentally off right now. I think there's a lot of like, you would like to build a bridge to this person, but they're like on a different wavelength that you can't access, both literally and spiritually and like psychically. Like your vibration doesn't align. This person also like, and other people have like been really abusive and cruel at times, and you forgave because you have a big heart, I'm seeing, and they would come back and you would say it's okay. And it's not just this person, I'm seeing other people, betrayal, just like loss. It could be with friends, family, lovers, but also, you know, like past lovers, jobs maybe. You've dealt with a lot of venom, a lot of people being like threatened, or, you know, your presence being, or something about you being very like something that people want to dismiss or categorize or judge because of something about your character and your personality. I'm saying that you're very intelligent and you stick out for that reason and for other reasons. But we got the Vessel. I think that you carry within you a lot of wisdom about how to like get through toxicity because of your upbringing. But that's been great because you've been able to like be the person who's like, well, I'm gonna fix this damaged person. And you got really far with this person I'm seeing. Like you helped them, or you like made adjustments for them. You were like, you can't do this, or like, I don't know, this person I'm picking up, they're like struggling with self-care, they're struggling with mental health, there maybe could be drug use involved, or alcoholism, or just like maybe some criminal, or like maybe they have, not criminal, I mean maybe they have like a court thing going on, or legal matters. But you're putting extra pressure on this dysfunctional dynamic that I'm seeing has actually been quite dysfunctional for quite a long time, because other people in your life that you were like, you would turn to when this person was playing with you, when they would cut you off or whatever, those other people also let you down. It's really tough reading here, actually. So I'm getting that your father let you down majorly. Just very simple reading of this. He had two sides, duality. You feel very abandoned by him. And for us women, that leads to daddy issues, obviously. I'm getting that your father also, with the number 2, could have had mental illness, or could have also been very territorial. And, you know, maybe he also has mental health issues. And so you are attracted to people with mental health issues and you want to help them. So we got the Maiden, but it was reversed, which I believe is about like, it's a great meaning for this card. I can't remember it. It's, I'm not gonna specifically get it right, but I think it's more about like sort of loss of innocence, like people who are not so innocent, but you are like a good person with good intention, and somebody corrupted that and kept trying to make it seem like you're the bad guy. That's what this other group of people did, and that's now what this person is doing. And you're like, that's not fair. Like, it takes 2 to tango. You know, I'm seeing a lot of scapegoating and like denial from other people about their behavior. We got the Castle. So it's up to you now to build a new castle. So I feel that a lot of the connections with these people were because actually a deeper part of you, you want to help them and be in their lives, but B, you're afraid of taking center stage in your life and following your path and your inner calling, which requires leaving these people behind, letting them deal with whatever issues they're having, legal, mental, drugs, I don't know what it is. Maybe they have money issues. I'm also getting there's a lot that there's secrets this person didn't tell you. We got the shadow reversed. There's things this person didn't tell you, and there's things that your other group, I'm just seeing it now as family, friends, and perhaps past jobs that were difficult. Those experiences were also secretive. People who were not truthful, people who were liars, people who people who did not have your interest in mind. We got the riddle. So the riddle here is that you actually, in all these situations, were aware that these people were like mean, but you didn't know what else to do. You were like, I think you were in some sort of Stockholm situation with both the family or friends or job that rejected you, that's on this side, and then that carried on with this other relationship, because it's like that's how you know how to relate. You may have some weird like thing where you like being degraded, I don't know, but that can get very unhealthy. I mean, I guess people have all sorts of like, I guess I'm alluding to kinks, but like that can get very dangerous. Because there has to be trust involved. If you're going to go down some weird role-playing whatever it is with someone that I don't even know. I wouldn't recommend that, really, as a modality. Ooh. Okay, so we got the cave, which is more hands. There's a lot of hands reaching out. I feel like you've made many attempts to make it work with both sets of people, and I feel like it's not like working. And sometimes when you're like trying so hard to like make something work, it's like you gotta like just put your hands down and like realize, or like it's almost like you're picking apart this like twine, I'm imagining, that's like all braided. You gotta just realize that you're making it more frayed and complicated and more knots by trying to unwind it. Wow, I don't even know where that came from. That was definitely channeled. So you may have cut these people off, or like maybe you have to talk to some of them for logistics. I don't know. But maybe in your heart you've really cut them off. But I also see you worried, especially about this, definitely about the people you left behind, but also about this person that's ignoring you now, which is like very, I came up in my last reading, it's like very sweet. The tear, you're a tender person, but this is not the path for you, this person. And I know that you cared, and I know that you grew, and I know that there was love there. But this person right now, this reversed means brooding and drunk and sarcastic. This person's not able to, they're not the same as when you met them. When you met them, there was an ocean of possibility, and there was mirroring of experience, and there was compassion. And now this person feels hunted by you. Not just by you. They feel that your attempts to reach out and maintain consistent contact, because they like to go in and out, makes them feel hunted. But also, they feel hunted in their life. As I said, they may be in some sort of trouble. There may also be another person involved that you don't know about, and rather than tell you about it and be honest, they just withdraw and don't tell you. And I'm seeing that you've accepted them back like many times, because you see like inner child wounds, and you've like, but that's not going to happen anymore, because something has changed in you. It's not that you're not compassionless, but there's boundaries, the fault line. You are like, this is the line in the sand, buddy, with a lot of people. And I'm seeing also with strangers, with places you go, with you know, people out in the world, you may be setting some wild not, you know, they're not like wild for other people, but to you, who's very appeasing and accommodating, you may feel like you're really having to set some boundaries with people because of how people treat you. I'm saying you're a very sensitive soul. And, you know, people pick up on that, and they want to take advantage, and they want to cut you in line and tell you that they were there first. And I'm seeing you're the kind of person who in the past might have said, okay, that's fine. You go ahead first because you're so kind. And you might even tune into that person and be like, oh, they really are in a hurry. But it's like, you come first. So the new you would say, excuse me, ma'am, the sign here says self-checkout is here and regular checkout is there, and you were in the regular checkout line and it's my turn. You might really surprise yourself with your power at this time. It's just a small example. Okay, and we got the shaman. This came up in my last reading, but not this card, just the idea of the shaman. You're meant to heal people with these experiences of rejection and hurt and pain. I don't know how that will be. It could be having your own family and treating them differently than yours did, or finding work that is about healing, or finding a more healing workspace that where you can bring your sensitive, empathic input to people and it's not threatening. Or because I'm seeing that some of the work situations that didn't work out that you personalized were actually because you have a deep insight into human nature and spirituality, and that freaked out the people that you worked with, unfortunately. We got the siren reversed. You're not listening to what's calling you in life. We got the mother. Your mother is also like, the relationship I'm seeing is like frayed, but there's also like, I think you're your own mother right now, and that's okay. I think you're very isolated too, and the mother can represent fertility, and so there's really a possibility to create something from nothing here. I don't know where that came from, just something from nothing. The creator. Oh, I don't even see that card. Yeah, there's a possibility here for you to use these experiences. I don't know, maybe you write a book about, like, you know, great book is The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls, I believe. I love memoirs, and she writes about growing up with an alcoholic, nomadic family. I think it was made into a movie with Brie Larson, which was excellent, and Naomi Watts. And I think Bill, anyway, it doesn't matter. Bill something with a P. But I'm gonna get one last card. Ooh, the underworld. You've been left alone in life right now because there's something that you need the space, psychic space, from all these things you need to hear within yourself. You need quiet to listen. How can you hear if there's so much noise? And I think these people around you were very sick, suffering people with issues. I'm seeing some like yelling or some like a lot of conflicts where you were like, I didn't start this and I don't want to be involved and I don't know why you're making me the bad guy. A lot of that, which is called scapegoating, and a lot of gaslighting. I think that, yeah, you've been dealing with some people who are mentally off, and the way to deal with them is to just focus on yourself and try to make yourself as mentally sound as you can. And a great way to do that is meditation. Slowing down, listening to your breath, maybe reading a book, going for a walk, because our higher self really does have a plan and a path for us. And sometimes when there's rejections, we might not see what that is, and we might feel like there is no way out of our troubles, or why me, or nothing works out for me. But Abraham Hicks says everything's always working out for me. Everything's always working out for me, is what you have to say to yourself, because really, these disappointments and these rejections are leading us to what we really want. Okay, sorry, I thought that was the final card, but I'm now searching for our actual final card, which is the Forest. Yeah. So in Jungian, or really in Freud too, the Forest is like similar to the subconscious space where like there's like something deep seated within the woods that's like primal and about our nature. And you know, there's a calling for us to go hiking, to go into the woods, if you've ever been in the woods, because it's in our DNA, because we used to be Cro-Magnons and Neanderthals who foraged and nomadically walked around the earth. And I think that it's in your DNA to go into your inner, I mean, it's in your highest good right now to go into your inner forest. What is hurting me? What do I need to heal? How do I, before making a next step, because I'm feeling like these deceptions, these rejections from both sides really made you feel not confident and like you don't know where you're going. And maybe before deciding that, you quiet your mind and you make a gratitude list for all that you have right now, even if it may not seem like a lot. And it may seem like you can't stop thinking about these losses, these painful things, but I'll tell you that just keep going and your heart will heal. Just believe and it will happen.